The pandemic hit in the middle of an exhibition I had spent time working on for close to a year prior to its opening, the beginning of March. The nature of the work created was an interactive exhibit, inviting visitors to touch the work and lay down and place their heads in the forms, activities that are in violation of the new rules we are currently living by to survive this. Needless to say, 2 weeks in, it closed down. It took months before I set foot in the studio to create again. And once I did, it only made sense in terms of the trajectory of my work to pick up where I laid off. I had no conscious intention of making work that was in direct commentary about the pandemic nor its effect on me. But ultimately, that is what the work that I created wound up doing. Over time, my work has been increasing in scale and pushing the limits of my studio, with ideas that are now 20 feet high and 70 feet wide. I'm actually building smaller in the form of maquettes, work I intend to have built at scale in my lifetime. The piece that is up for auction for Sourdough is a maquette titled Proximity at roughly 2% scale of its final size. It is a part of a greater body of work initiated during this lockdown that I'm calling cathedrals, the merging of the words cave and cathedral. Before we started building cathedrals as places to gather and worship, we'd done so in caves. I find both of these types of spaces nurture reflection and introspection, concepts that have been taking the forefront lately, turning our homes into such spaces as well. The cathedrals are made out of terracotta with crushed Chicago common brick that I've harvested from teardowns in my rapidly gentrifying neighborhood. Proximity is the coming together of two forms that, while clearly in relationship to one another, do not touch. Concave curves and forward-leaning angles speak the visual language of the intimacy and compassion we are cultivating for ourselves and each other at this moment. At a time when our sense of touch is being reined in, I continue to explore this as a vital component of my work. These pieces have been sanded down, bringing the surface to a satiny finish that insists on being touched, ultimately resulting in recording the touch of human hands over time. The exteriors of the forms are earthy and scarred by the scraping away and refining of the curve, while the inside is brilliant, colorful, and reflective. I see these forms as metaphors for our own bodies as vessels of light. I thank you for considering this offering and for your patronage of the arts.